wild path, it's Bernadette, and I'm here with your pick a card tarot reading for Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. Let me get my housekeeping out of the way. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ding that little bell like the winner in the circle that you know you are. Ding, 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 and we have a winner. Also, pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck and head on over to gatheringofmystics.com where we discuss all things metaphysical and lots of other junk too, which is pretty fabulous. And they're my private forums, so you're very safe there. That's what I can tell you. You're very, very safe there. So, yesterday had us looking at and working with the moon and the High Priestess Tarot, and it really was all about, being in perfect spirituality, not perfect spirituality, but the deepest of spirituality, which really kind of blended into you're not crazy. You're not crazy because you hear the messages. You're not crazy because you see the messages. You're not crazy because you recognize the patterns and the symbols and the signs. You're not. But what you are being called to do is be so confident in that you become the High Priestess. And you just live in that space, and it just is. There's no explanation. You don't need to explain it to yourself or anybody else. It just is. Crazily enough, today is the Dragonfly, which is the Eight of Wands. I don't know why. Sometimes I see the Dragonfly as the Eight of Swords, but that's because wands and swords are interchangeable in terms of their element. Some people think that wands are fire. Some people think that swords are fire. Some people think that swords are air. And what you figure it out. That'll be up to you. But when you take a look at the traditional Rider-Waite meanings, the tarot card meanings of the Eight of Swords, or the Eight of Wands, there I did it again, the Eight of Wands, what you're going to see are 8 wands that are diagonal in the sky. And that is very reminiscent of the Magician's stance in the Magician's card, where it's as above, so below, and you're drawing down divine messages, divine energy. And that really befits today because Wednesday is the solar plexus chakra day, right? And it's also the day that is ruled by Mercury, which is the god who brought the messages from heavens down to the mortal man. However, intuitively, I am drawn to that card, or, certainly we're working with that energy, right? Okay, we are working with the energy of the Eight of Wands, but more I feel like we're working with the energy of Dragonfly, and here's why. I haven't been able to get out of my psychic eye butterflies' wings. They have been likened to stained glass so much through myth, through legend, through fable. I just see myself looking through these dragonfly wings. And I keep hearing the words stained glass and worship and, again, spirituality, and not worship in a subservient way. It's really more about honoring. And what I was told from Dragonfly, because there are so many more messages from Dragonfly today, it's crazy. Now, interestingly, what I was told from Dragonfly, let me stay on the wings, that the wings being likened to stained glasses, we see stained glass a great deal in churches, in synagogues, in temples, in, wherever there is worship going of whatever kind, wherever there is faith going of whatever kind, there are bound to be stained glass windows there somewhere for many, 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 many historical reasons. Now, having said that, let me say this. Again, this is not about worship with the R word. We don't discuss the R word here. I don't use the R word unless I'm referencing something historical or, having to do with a myth, a legend, of that kind of thing. We just don't want to get into that conversation here. But there's a difference between the R word and faith. There's a huge difference between that. And between yesterday and today, you're not crazy, and it's time for you to have some faith, but faith down to the tippy, 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 dippy, dippy depths of your soul. And you're being called to stay there for a while. Here's how I know that. Dragonflies are some of the most amazing flyers. I mean, the aerial acrobatics that they can do is crazy, up to and including hovering. Like a helicopter. You're being asked to hover like a helicopter over a faith. And what that means is this. I had to ask someone this past week. I didn't want to do it. oh, I didn't want to do it. Oh, I did not want to do it. But I had to, for a number of circumstances, I had to ask this person, I had to ask them a question just so that I could get a final affirmation so I could move forward with a business venture. I had to ask them. And I knew the second I knew, it's why I didn't want to ask them, that they would go buck wild because they would feel like I was questioning their integrity, which I wasn't, but I had to. There's what Bernadette wants, and then there's what business dictates. I want them all to be the same. That's why I own my own business. Because I get to make the rules. But in this instance, I had to. So, as I suspected, they were hurt, they were offended. We had to go through the whole dance of, I'm not questioning your integrity. Please know this is a strictly business question. I have to ask it. I know as a business person, you can get this. You might do the same in my shoes. And they got eventually, but I wish I hadn't asked them. I had to, but I didn't have to, but I had to, but ugh, patooey, ugh, I hated it. So you're being asked at this moment to hover over your faith, like a helicopter, to be able to see what's really going down under there. What's going on underneath the helicopter? It has to do with faith, because it has to do with the wings of the dragonfly being like the stained glass windows of a church, a place of worship, a place of faith, a synagogue. Don't make me go down the whole. It can be a yurt, y'all. You can have stained glass in a yurt. You can have it in a Bedouin tent, okay? Stained glass. But in that stained glass, generally speaking, there are multiple colors. And you are being asked to be able to see things from a broader perspective through the eyes of Dragonfly, which ain't nothing but eyes. Y'all, their whole head is eyes. It's just eyes everywhere. Now, intuitively, psychically, what I'm hearing from Dragonfly is their little heads process data like a computer would. Just at the speed of whatever the highest, fastest performing computer, because they've got eyes everywhere. And all of those eyes are seeing parts of the same. They're all seeing parts of the same. And then somewhere in that dragonfly brain, all of those visions, all of those snapshots of what's going on around them come together in one cohesive idea, belief, whatever. You're being called to do that today while you hover. Just hover. Now, the Eight of Wands is called the Lord of Swiftness because it's about swift action, fast thinking. Let's get a move on. And dragonflies are some of the fastest flyers known to man. They can fly like, I don't know, 18 or 20 miles an hour. I don't know. It's some crazy amount. But in that, it's almost like it's exactly like you're being asked to get swift, get there, hover, see everything all at once, congeal it all, let your brain do the this is what it means, make the decision, have faith, and jet. But keep that faith. So if you are thinking about questioning yourself, should I do this? Should I not do this? Someone else, are they doing this? Are they not doing this? Is this the reason they're doing this? Is this the reason they're not doing this? It's time for you to make a decision. And the only way you're going to be able to make the most adequate decision is by getting to a place where you're ready to make that decision. Go, hover, see everything, assimilate it, make the decision, and fly. The flight to where you're going after you make that decision is of vital importance, because the message that you're downloading really does come directly from the heavens, which is why the wands are at an angle, right? Vogue. Okay. This is not the time for you to question where these messages are coming from. This is the time for you to have faith, to know that you are deeply connected to the animal allies. You are deeply connected to spirit, your guides, your angels, gods, source, Shiva, whatever gods and goddesses, whatever you all believe in, whatever you don't believe in, as long as you believe in yourself, that's the point of today. Because where it is that you're heading and where you're fastly heading, it lights me up for you from the inside out. Can you see the radiation? Wah, 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 that golden yellow light of the solar plexus, that sun energy, the light glinting off of the dragonfly wings, the beautiful flowers that they're coming to, all of the clear water that you're headed toward. And I don't know if you've ever sat around and just looked up dragonflies and looked up like macro shots of dragonflies so you can see their little faces. I have yet to see a dragonfly that looks mad or angry or upset. They've always got those little smiles on their faces. So that being said, one other thing that is being called to me to mention about dragonfly is this. They're small, but they're terrifying. They are absolutely terrifying to mosquitoes, gnats, other smaller things, because they will reach out and snap. They will reach out and snatch those things right out of midair. And those gnats and mosquitoes and they're done for. That's it. They're going to the great insect heaven in the sky. You're not asked to do that. You're not asked to be aggressive in that manner or terrifying in that manner, but you are being asked to know that you can be if you need to be. And that's going to give you a completely different perspective of whatever this is that you are supposed to move toward, hover over, see, jet. You're being asked to know that when you jet towards what that is that you're supposed to be moving toward, that you do so having the faith that the entire animal ally kingdom is behind you. It is supporting you and giving you that courage and that strength that you need. It always does. But in this particular moment, this is about something specific. And I know because I can hear the bells ring. I can hear the bells. Ha ha! It's gonna turn into hairspray in here. Oh my God! Now I've got every song from the musical Hairspray going through my head. Sorry, y'all. That's all it ever takes to throw me right off track. Give me a second. I'll get back on track. I will. But I don't know. Maybe you needed to hear about the movie Hairspray today. Maybe you need to hear that song that Tracy sings. I can hear the bells. I don't know. But boy, it popped into my head. Sorry, I'm asking Dragonfly to take me back where we were because when the bells. I don't even know where we were. I'm not even going to pretend. There was something that you needed to hear about bells. I don't know what it was. But here's the thing. When you get moving towards whatever you're moving to, I know what it was. That even though this reading today is about moving toward whatever, it's going to strike a deep chord with you. Again, it's going to strike a bell inside of you. You're going to know exactly what that thing or person or situation or yourself or whatever is. That again, one more time, the wands are on a diagonal like it is in the Magician. You're bringing messages down from the highest to here on earth. Mercury, the messenger from the gods to the mortal man. All of that you're going to bring into play, and it's going to be pretty crazy amazing. So go toward with the swiftness and the knowledge that you can have the faith in the animal kingdom. They've got your back. They truly do. They got your front. They got your side. They got your upside down. They got your diagon alley. They just got you, boo. So I hope that was helpful. Pick up a copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get on over to gatheringofmystics.com. And as always, do what? Do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild.